So today I'm just going around trying to find all these armyworms that I have eating a lot of my plants, mostly my calendula, but I've had everything wiped out from these guys before and I've just realized they're in the garden again. So as you can see, I've got two just early morning just on this seedling Hungarian chili plant. They're not actually on the leaves or anything yet, but they've been chewing the trunk of it, as you can see. So hopefully the plant survives this, but yeah, they're coming out in force at the moment. This is some calendula out the front. You can see obviously feces from the caterpillars, so I know they're there, but I'm having a hard time tracking the ones down that are actually in this garden bed. So really all I do is just come out in the mornings and just physically look for them. I haven't actually used anything just yet for these guys, but I think I might have to because the calendula got out the back. There's almost nothing left of them. So as you can see, these are the culprits. They vary in colours. These ones are sort of blending in with my concrete, but yeah, they really do blend in. So keep your eye out. They do get into the soil also, so I'll dig around the bottom of the plant as well, because I do find them just sort of chilling out underneath the soil or leaves and debris and stuff. So as you can see, like, just constant searching. I actually didn't find that many this morning, surprisingly enough. The last 3-4 mornings I've had countless amounts. You know, I'd probably say I've caught about 300 in the last week. So today was a quiet one. As you can see, these calendula, there's really not much left to them. These were big and bushy. They're taking up nearly the whole garden bed. And you know, they don't just stop with the leaves. You know, the stems, the flower stalks, the flowers themselves, they just eat everything. So this garden bed here is my most affected. Although I think I only found like one or two. I think I found one armyworm today and one cabbage white butterfly caterpillar. So with the little green ones. I think here, like, I just shake this plant. There's not much left of these plants, so I just shake them, and a lot of the times the caterpillars will come out. As you can see, this is a green one. But a lot of the times when I do this shaking method, I get the armyworms to come out from their little hiding spot. So yeah, this is the garden bed. Well, I just like dig a little bit like this, and there'll be huge ones in all of this that I'm pulling back. Wasn't the case today, thank God. Maybe I'm actually getting on top of them, although from the feces I'm seeing all over the plants, I definitely know there's still some culprits in there, some big ones too. So unfortunately haven't got them all yet, but I'll keep on trying. As you can see, they've just like chewed this completely off. Like it's a decent part of the plant, and they just chew the stem. And you can see, like, in this garden bed, there's just lots of like leaves up the back there. Like, yeah, they're pretty destructive. I remember when I first moved into this house, I had some yarrow growing. It was doing really well, and then the next day I went out there was just nothing, like, nothing at all left of this yarrow. It was just gone overnight, and all I seen in there was a bunch of these guys. Also, I had some cauliflowers and stuff in my asparagus bed when I first moved in, and I had some mesh over the top of them, thinking they were safe, but there was a little bit of the netting left up, and yeah, there was a smorgasbord happening in there. There was billions of them. They were just like demolishing everything. So you gotta keep checking, even if you're using mesh. As you can see, like, the destruction in them, there's nothing left of my marigolds. Yeah, just lifting up. It's a bit like snails. They're just hiding. You've just got to find them. This procedure of picking them out by hand is probably not the easiest or the way you're going to get on top of them either. But it's the way I've been doing it at present. And I just fill up a little bit of water into this container after I've sort of found what I think I can find, and then I add a little bit of detergent, so my camping detergent, and I just tip a little bit of that in. Yeah. Then I, like, after they've passed away, I'll tip them into my compost. Sometimes I'll feed them to the fish if I haven't used detergent, like if I've kind of squashed them as I've pulled them out of the garden or something, I'll give them to my fish, but mostly they just go into the compost. You can use dipel, or other people call it BT. This is the Yates Nature's Way product. You just mix it up into some water and spray it onto the leaf of the plant. Then you've got the OCP Eco, spray it on the leaf, and it only targets caterpillars, so this is good products to use. This is what I'll be using. So then for the rest of the day, I had to try and get out and get some of my front garden done before I start going back to work full time. So yeah, just basically cleaning up, just going through all the garden beds. Anything that was already sort of done or was just about done, I kind of got rid of. This vine I'm clearing out right now is the Eon Door melon. Really, really good melon. I highly recommend you grow it. It wasn't quite finished. I still had some going, but I ended up risking it and hoping they ripen on my back table. But yeah, otherwise it was just like taking out some old spring onions that were like really big, but just sort of sitting there. I had to clean up my calendula a bit. I hadn't deadheaded it for quite a while, so that needed to be sort of cleared up. And then we started just top dressing it with a little bit of sheep manure. So this only really needs to be done once a year. It's just a little bit of a top dress just to feed the soil again and all the microorganisms in there. So yeah, just basically just a clean up really. Once I put the sheep manure down, just added a little bit of water just to sort of get it to sit in place, because it gets quite windy here and the sheep poo is quite light, so just wet it in, just let it sort of settle and sit down, and yeah, the garden's looking pretty good and I'm ready to start planting out. So get my seedlings a little bit bigger and they'll be going straight into this garden. Yeah, anyway, that's the video for this week. Just a little bit of work I had to get done before I started going back to work. Hopefully we can see this garden nice and bushy and green in the near future. Take it easy. Bye.